The truth is simple, and it is this. You are already that which you seek. To become a millionaire from scratch, you must begin not with effort or labor, but with the bold assumption that you already are. The world, being nothing more than the mirror of your inner state, reflects not what you want, but what you are conscious of being. All transformation begins within. All change in circumstance is rooted in a change in consciousness. You do not need a lucky break. You do not need a special talent. You only need one thing, the ability to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Let us strip away the illusions for a moment. Money is not outside of you. Wealth does not exist out there in some far-off future or place. It is within you now, clothed in the invisible garments of thought, belief, and assumption. If you would become a millionaire from scratch, you must first die to your old concept of self, the one who is struggling, poor, or just getting by, and resurrect as the one who has already attained wealth. Not tomorrow, not after your business succeeds, not after your bank account reflects the image. Now, at this very moment. You may ask, but how can I believe I am a millionaire when I am living paycheck to paycheck? The answer lies in your imagination. Imagination is not some idle fancy or child's play. It is the very gateway to your reality. It is God within you. When you learn to feel the reality of your desire inwardly, regardless of outer facts, you begin the process of manifestation. Every great fortune ever created began not in a bank, but in a mind. The mind of the one who dared to imagine and feel beyond appearances. Imagine now that you already possess millions. See yourself writing checks with ease, not glancing at the balance. Feel yourself walking through life relaxed, knowing that everything is taken care of. Hear the conversations of your friends congratulating you, asking for your advice, celebrating your success. Smell the scent of new leather in your car, the ocean breeze from your private vacation, the newness of a life lived in abundance. If only you would persist in this imaginal act, your world must conform. Many fail to manifest wealth because they allow their senses to dictate their state. But your senses lie to you if you are not the master of them. What you see and touch and taste and hear are simply echoes of past beliefs. They are shadows on the wall. Do not fight with them. Do not try to change the outer world first. That is like breaking a mirror to fix your face. Go within, go into the silence, and there in the secret place of the Most High, your own wonderful human imagination, dwell in the state of already having. Feel it real. Do not concern yourself with the how. The how is not your work. That is the work of the deeper mind, the divine mind, the infinite intelligence within you. Your work is to live in the end, to assume the end has already been achieved, to fall asleep each night as the person who already is what they want to be. If you do this faithfully and persistently, you will begin to see bridges of incidents form, seemingly random events and opportunities that will carry you to the manifestation of your wealth. You may receive a new idea. You may bump into someone who offers you a chance. You may be inspired to create, to invest, to shift paths. But know this, all of it begins with the seed planted in your imagination. Nothing comes from the outside in. It is always from the inside out. You are not destined to struggle unless you assume that struggle is your portion. The world is full of abundance, but it reveals itself only to those who feel it first. Poverty is not the condition of the bank account. It is a condition of the mind. Wealth is not the condition of possessions. It is a condition of assumption. The poor man who feels rich is already on his way to riches. The rich man who fears poverty is already on his way to loss. Everything begins and ends in consciousness. I tell you, you can start with nothing and become everything. It is not what you have, but what you are aware of having. You must dare to believe that you are a millionaire now, not one day. Now, speak as though you already have it. Walk as though your steps are funded by fortune. Think as one who is no longer in lack. And if the outer world denies it, smile. For you know the law. You know that it must change. For you have changed the cause. Assumption, when persisted in, hardens into fact. Say it with me. Not merely with words, but with deep knowing. I am a millionaire. Let this be your mantra. Let this be your prayer. Let this be the feeling you carry within you all day long. When doubts arise, when reality tries to tell you otherwise, return to your inner sanctuary. Close your eyes. Feel it again. Re-enter the state. It is not a one-time declaration. It is a new dwelling place for your mind. Most people try to get money, But the wise man allows wealth to come to him through the law of assumption. He does not chase. He magnetizes. He does not strive. He aligns. This is the difference between effort and faith. This is the power of consciousness. When you believe you are already wealthy, you do not act from desperation. You act from inspiration, and your actions are guided by the invisible hand of providence. There is no such thing as luck. There is only law. The law is simple. Whatever you are conscious of being, that you will express. Whatever you assume to be true, that will become your reality. So you must assume wisely, assume bravely, assume persistently. If you would rise from rags to riches, let your mind dwell only on the riches, even when the rent is due, even when the bills pile up, even when the job is gone, especially then. For when all seems lost, you are closest to the breakthrough. Do not wait for external permission to become who you already are in imagination. Do not wait for validation, approval, or evidence. The evidence will come after the assumption, never before. Believe now, and you will see it. Feel now, and it will appear. But say, I will believe when I see, and you will wait forever. The outer reflects the inner. Always, you are not here to survive. You are here to create. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the cause. No one else creates your reality. Not your boss, not your family, not the economy. Only you, through your imagination, through your assumptions, through your feelings. Let your conversations with yourself be rich. When you walk down the street, imagine others seeing you with admiration, speaking of your success. When you fall asleep at night, hear the soft hum of financial freedom in your heart. Let it comfort you. Let it surround you. The more real it feels within, the more real it must become without. It is not imagination that is the fantasy. It is the outer world that is the dream. And when you awaken to your power, you will find that you can mold this dream to your desire. The moment you accept yourself as wealthy in imagination, the world must play its part to match your belief. Not out of charity, not out of coincidence, but out of law. Do not underestimate small beginnings. Many millionaires began with a single idea, but the idea came only after they assumed the feeling of success. So long as you live in the state of lack, you will see no ideas. You will feel no inspiration. Your mind is blocked by fear. But shift your state. Enter wealth in imagination, and inspiration flows. Ideas come, energy rises, and the path opens. There is no power outside of you greater than the power within. Imagination creates reality, not by force but by alignment. What you consent to as true in the quiet of your soul becomes your experience in the noise of the world. Consent now to wealth. Accept it as your truth. Embrace it as your identity. You are not becoming a millionaire. You are revealing the millionaire you already are. You are shedding the lie of limitation and stepping into your divine inheritance. There is no power that can stop a man or woman who lives in the end, who feels the joy of success before a single dollar arrives, who rests in the certainty that it is done. Rest then. Rest in the knowledge that your assumption is creating your path. You need not struggle. You need not beg. You need only assume and persist. Each morning, return to the feeling. Each night, fall asleep in it. During the day, carry it with you like a perfume, subtle but powerful, invisible yet irresistible. People will begin to notice something different about you. They will ask what has changed. They will say you look lighter, happier, more confident, and they will not know the secret. But you will know. You will know that within, you have already won. You have already received. You have already become. When you walk with the feeling of wealth, doors open. People respond differently. Opportunities come without effort. Money flows with ease. And even if obstacles appear, you do not fear them, for you know they are but stepping stones to greater fulfillment. Let this be your decision. From this moment on, I will assume I am already wealthy. I will not wait. I will not beg. I will not doubt. I will feel it real. And I will return to this feeling again and again, until it becomes the most natural thing in the world. Your wealth is not in the future. It is not in a job. It is not in a person or investment. It is in you. You carry it wherever you go. The moment you awaken to this, everything changes. You no longer try to become. You simply are. This is the secret of every self-made millionaire who truly understood the law. They did not rely on hustle alone. They relied on inner knowing, on unseen conviction, on the truth that assumption creates reality. So assume wisely. Assume boldly. Assume now, and do not let the world shake you. For though the outer may delay, It cannot deny the one who persists in faith. Walk in your mansion. Spend your millions. Live in the luxury of your fulfilled desire. Not in the future, but now. For now is the appointed hour. Now is the moment of creation. Now is the only time there is. And in this now, you can assume anything. You can become anyone. You can have everything. From scratch. Yes, for in consciousness there is no scratch. There is only the eternal now, waiting for your command. There is a great temptation to return to the senses, to look out and see only what the world presents to you as evidence. But I tell you, the world is always late. It is showing you yesterday's assumptions, yesterday's inner conversations. The world lags behind consciousness. So why argue with the mirror? Why plead with shadows? Instead, change the source. Change what you are assuming, and the reflection will follow. You do not need more time. You do not need more resources. You need only one thing: fidelity to your imagination. You must remain loyal to the unseen reality, the one that lives within your mind and heart, the mind that says, I am rich, and the heart that beats with the rhythm of abundance. If you will only remain in that state, and treat it as more real than anything on the outside, you will soon watch miracles unfold, not because they are miracles, but because they are natural effects of the law. Now consider this. If you had all the money you could ever desire, how would you live? How would you move? What would your conversations sound like? You must bring those answers into your present life. Don't wait. Don't hope. Don't wish. Live it. That's how the law works. It doesn't give you what you beg for. It gives you what you accept as already yours. And that acceptance is not spoken aloud to others, but inwardly to yourself. Do you feel worthy of wealth? Do you truly believe you are allowed to be rich, to be a millionaire, to be one who lives in abundance and ease? That's the key. So many fail not because they cannot imagine it, but because they will not allow themselves to claim it. They still wear the identity of the struggler. They still rehearse the stories of lack. They still speak in the tongue of scarcity. But you must abandon all that. You must tell a new story. The story of one who started from nothing and awakened to everything. A story not of hard labor but of divine alignment. And as you revise the inner narrative, the outer play changes. Actors change. Settings change. Circumstances reshape themselves to fit the new script you've written in your imagination. You do not manifest wealth through calculation, through excessive effort, or by manipulating the outer world. You do it by inward conviction, by carrying a consciousness of wealth so strong that it bends reality to itself. And the most beautiful part of it is this: once you feel it real, the effort is not effortful. You do not act to get rich. You act because you are rich. Your decisions are made from abundance, not desperation. Your movements become graceful, not frantic. You become magnetic to opportunities, because your vibration speaks the language of wealth. Others may try to hustle their way into millions, but you, if you follow this teaching, you will realize the easier, truer path. A path walked by knowing, not striving. A path of assumption. If you will simply become still and assume the feeling of already being a millionaire, and then live from that assumption, all that is required for its fulfillment will be drawn to you. People, situations, resources, ideas, by means your conscious mind could never predict. This is not about pretending in a shallow sense. It is about embodying. Embodiment is not play acting. It is identification. It is saying within yourself, this is who I am now. I remember the man who struggled. I remember the one who feared. But that self is gone. This new self, this millionaire, has taken his place. And I shall walk the earth as though this were already true. And I shall do so until the world cannot help but reflect it back to me. Every feeling you nurture, every inner conversation you repeat, is a seed. You may not see the fruit immediately, but the seed does not argue with the soil. It simply grows, silently, faithfully. Your job is to plant and water the seed through inner attention and repetition. Feel the richness of life daily. Engage with it. Make it your companion. Talk to yourself as one who possesses all things, and soon the unseen shall become seen. You are never denied. You are only disbelieved. The universe is always saying yes to you. The only question is, what are you asking for? Not with words, but with your feeling, with your belief. If you feel poor, you are asking for poverty. If you feel rich, you are asking for abundance. The feeling is the prayer, and the prayer is always answered. Speak to yourself throughout the day. I am a millionaire. I am one who has more than enough. I live in the ease and peace of abundance. Let these thoughts shape your reactions. Let them determine your choices. Let them fill your moments of silence. You don't need to scream them to the world. Whisper them to your soul. And the soul, knowing truth, will bring all things into alignment. Think of money not as a goal but as a byproduct of your state. When your state changes, everything changes. A millionaire state of consciousness naturally draws millions. It does not need to chase them. And yes, you will still act, but your actions will come from inspiration, not necessity. You will move because you feel like it, not because you think you must. You may be inspired to start a business, write a book, invest, connect, or build. Whatever it is, it will come with ease because you are no longer trying to get rich. You already are rich in consciousness. The action then becomes joyful, not burdensome. And those around you will feel it. They will be drawn to your energy, your confidence, your inner wealth. For true wealth cannot be hidden. It radiates. Do not think that this is difficult. The difficulty is only in the beginning, when the old beliefs still try to grip you. But persist. Even when the outer world remains unchanged, persist. Even when the bank account looks the same, persist. Your persistence is your faith, and faith when practiced becomes fact. This is the great gift given to you by the Creator, your imagination. Use it as it was intended, not to dwell in fear but to create in joy, not to revisit the past but to shape the future. And the future, if you believe now, will arrive as a present full of the riches you have already claimed in consciousness. No longer ask how long will it take, for time is irrelevant to the law. The only delay is in belief. The moment you truly believe, that is the moment of creation. The rest is unfolding. Trust the process. Do not dig up the seed to see if it's growing. Rest in the knowing that your assumption is working. If ever you falter, if ever you doubt, do not punish yourself. Simply return, gently, lovingly. Return to the state of the wish fulfilled. Re-enter the mansion of your imagination. Sit in the chair of wealth. Walk through the halls of abundance. Drink from the cup of certainty. And once again feel it real. Let the world say what it will. Let the economy rise and fall. Let others speak of fear. But you will know the truth. That you are the operant power. That you are already what you have chosen to be in consciousness. That nothing can be withheld from you when you assume it is already yours. You will begin to notice changes, small at first, a new opportunity, a kind word, a feeling of confidence you hadn't known before, a shift in how people treat you, a chance meeting, a sudden idea. These are not coincidences. These are the signs of the law in motion. These are the echoes of your new state calling back to you. Yes, you are on the path. But even these signs are not the goal. The goal is to remain in the state, regardless of signs, to be unmoved, to be steady, to be sure. For it is this inner conviction that determines your world, not emotion, not momentary hope, but sustained assumption. So as you go about your day, carry yourself like a millionaire, not arrogantly, but quietly, peacefully, as one who has nothing to prove, as one who gives generously because they know there is always more, as one who walks through life not chasing, but choosing. And when the world asks, how did you do it? You may smile and say only this: I did not try to get rich. I accepted that I already was. Let this be the rhythm of your mind. Let this be the melody of your inner voice. Let this be the atmosphere in which you dwell. Feel it, live it, believe it, persist in it, and watch what unfolds. As you continue to walk in this assumption, you will begin to realize that life itself bends toward the image you carry within. People who once ignored you will now look at you with admiration. Opportunities that seemed distant will now feel inevitable. Doors you didn't even know existed will swing open, not because you knocked, but because your state of being unlocked them. This is not fantasy. This is law. You must understand. Everything in your world is the projection of your inner state. If you see lack, it is because you have assumed lack. If you see delay, it is because you have assumed that manifestation takes time. But the truth is, assumption is instantaneous. The only reason the outer takes time to reflect it is because you keep doubting. Keep vacillating between belief and disbelief. Stop wavering. Stand firm in the truth that you are already what you want to be. Let no one talk you out of your dream. Not friends, not family, not society. You don't need their agreement. You only need your inner alignment. This is why the ancients taught in silence. Why the mystics withdrew into solitude. Not to escape the world but to master it from within. For once you dominate your mind, the world becomes your servant. And money becomes the most obedient of all servants. It goes where it is loved, where it is welcomed, where it is expected. You want to be a millionaire? Then become a millionaire in spirit.
Practice this every morning. Before you open your eyes, lie still and feel the weight of money in your hands. Hear the conversations of wealth in your mind. See the life you now live because you are rich. And do it again before you sleep. Saturate your subconscious with the new story. Feed it so consistently that the old story dies from neglect. You see, it's not about forcing a vision. It's about accepting it so naturally that it becomes your default. The same way you once accepted struggle as normal, you now accept abundance as obvious. You no longer marvel at the money coming in. You expect it. You no longer get excited at the first signs of wealth. You treat them as natural effects of your assumption. And in that naturalness the world must obey. This is the sacred secret of creation. You are not trying to make things happen. You are simply becoming the one for whom they happen. You are becoming the person who lives in that reality already. And when your identity changes, the outer must bow to it. The world is not your master. It is your mirror. And a mirror cannot help but reflect what stands before it. Now listen carefully. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to eliminate every doubt. You don't have to walk in unwavering confidence from day one. But you must persist, even if your mind rebels, even if your senses scream otherwise, even if everything appears unchanged, because the law is not broken. It is simply waiting for you to stop contradicting yourself. You must carry the end in your mind at all times. Every action you take it from the end. Every decision you make it from the end. Don't ask, will this help me become a millionaire? Instead ask, if I already were a millionaire, would I do this? And follow the answer that arises from that state. That is living in the wish fulfilled. And yes, the world will test you. It will throw echoes of your old state to see if you've truly left it. It will present you with bills, with setbacks, with challenges. But all of it is smoke. It is the old vibration fading out. Don't energize it with fear. Don't speak it back into life with worry. Smile at it. Bless it. And then turn your attention again to the real, your imagination. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. What once felt like make-believe now feels like memory. What once seemed far away now feels familiar. You begin to recognize wealth not as something to gain, but as something to express. It's no longer about acquiring, it's about aligning. And alignment is always within your power. Every moment you are choosing. You are either choosing the state of wealth or the state of want. There is no neutral. Even when you're doing nothing, you are still creating. So take that nothing and turn it into something sacred. Use idle moments to reimagine. Use quiet hours to rehearse your new life. Speak to yourself not as the person you were, but as the person you are becoming. Remember, it is not arrogant to believe in your abundance. It is divine. You were not born to scrape and claw your way through life. You were born to create, to imagine, to assume, and to express the fullness of your being. Money is just one form that expression takes. Don't make it special. Make it normal. Make it as ordinary as the breath you breathe, and it will begin to move toward you with ease. Let go of the hustle. Let go of the anxiety. Let go of the need to be seen, the need to prove, the need to compete. None of that belongs to the state of wealth. The truly wealthy are calm, content, sure. They do not shout their success. They radiate it. They do not chase. They attract. And so must you. You may begin today with nothing in your hands. No connections. No capital. No clear plan. That is fine. All of that will come. What you must begin with is belief. Inner wealth. A deep knowing that you already possess the one tool needed to change your life. Your imagination. If you will trust it, it will make you rich. Not in theory, but in experience. Do not wait for evidence. Be the evidence. Be the one who walks into a room and shifts the energy by your certainty alone. Be the one who speaks gently but with power, because you know who you are. Be the one who moves through the world with peace, not because of what you have, but because of what you know is already yours. You have been told all your life to work harder, to suffer, to earn it the hard way. But I tell you now, that is not the law. That is man's tradition. The law says, as within so without. The law says, what you assume to be true and persist in assuming, will harden into fact. That is the only work required. The work of mind and heart. The discipline of imagination. The faith to remain in the unseen until it becomes seen. The reward. The reward is not just the millions. It is who you become in the process. A being of power. A being of vision. A being who knows their divine inheritance, and claims it without apology. You begin to live in a different rhythm, a different frequency. And from that frequency you begin to call all things good unto you. It's not because you're lucky. It's not because someone gave you a break. It's because you remembered who you were. You stopped pretending to be small. You stopped bowing to fear. You stood in the knowing that you are the creator of your life. And you created boldly, joyfully, fearlessly. And the universe responded. It responded not because it had to, but because it always does. It responds to your dominant vibration, to the image you consistently hold, to the feeling that fills your consciousness day and night. And when that feeling is wealth, true inner wealth, then physical wealth must follow. It has no choice. The outer world is compelled to match the inner conviction. That's how the game is played. That's how reality is shaped. Now think not of money as something out there that you must chase. Think of it as a reflection of what you are. If you are abundance within, money reflects that abundance without. If you are peace within, your finances become peaceful, stable, multiplying without effort. If you are confident within, opportunities begin to orbit around you like planets drawn to a star. You are that star. You are that sun. You do not orbit wealth. Wealth orbits you. But you must stop contradicting yourself. You cannot one day feel rich, and the next feel desperate. You cannot affirm abundance, and then speak of lack. You cannot visualize luxury, and then talk about how nothing ever works out for you. These mixed signals are why people fail to manifest. The law is never broken. It is always listening, always obeying, always reflecting. So be consistent, be unwavering, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and refuse to entertain anything that opposes it. You may say, but how can I ignore my current reality? And I say to you, what you call reality is only a shadow, an echo of old beliefs. It is not solid. It is not final. It is only a photograph of your past consciousness. If you want a new image, change the lens, change the focus, withdraw your attention from what is and place it boldly, repeatedly, joyfully, on what will be, what must be, what already is within you. You are not pretending. You are remembering. You are not lying to yourself. You are aligning with your higher truth. And that truth is that you were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to beg. You were never meant to You were never meant to These were all false assumptions placed upon you by others, well-meaning perhaps, but blind to the law. But now, you are no longer blind. You have seen the pattern. You have tasted the power. You have felt the shift, and you can never go back. Yes, you will still take action, but now your actions will be inspired